I'm going with coffee. Yeah, I'm going with coffee. Hello, my yummy book friends out there. My name is Floss, and this is the Great Jelly Library, where we love to talk about books. And we have a stack of books to talk about today. Yes, 10 Book of the Month books that I want to bring to y'all's table. Is that a word? Y'all's? 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 Your table. Use all. Okay, some of them are from this month. Some of them are from last month. Some of them, I don't even remember what they're about. We're going to wing it. We're going to do, well, we don't have to wing shit because we have the information that we need inside of the book. But my point is that I ordered them for a reason. Some are from this month. Some are from last month. I just didn't have time to get to them. So we are going to play catch up and we are going to do them all today. So let's get into them right away. I don't want to put this down because it is yummy. All right, the first book that we are going to talk about is A Woman is No Man by Etaf Rum. I've wanted to read this forever. And I finally bit the bullet and I ordered it and it showed up at my door just a couple of days ago. Let's figure out where I'm going to put this coffee that I don't want to put down, but I'm going to. Okay, we'll put it right there for now. Good enough. All right. So, 3 generations of Palestinian American women are torn between individual desire and their strict Arab culture in this powerful debut. A heart-wrenching story of love, intrigue, courage, and betrayal that will resonate with women from all backgrounds, giving voice to the silenced and agency to the oppressed. Palestine, 1990, 17-year-old Isra prefers reading books to entertaining the suitors her father has chosen for her. Her desires are irrelevant. However, over the course of a week, the naive and dreamy girl finds herself betrothed, then married, and soon living in Brooklyn. There, Isra struggles to adapt to the expectations of her oppressive mother-in-law, Farida, and her strange new husband, Adam, a pressure that intensifies as she begins to have children. 4 daughters instead of sons, Isra is expected to bear. In Brooklyn, 2008, at her grandmother's insistence, 18-year-old Dea must meet with potential husbands and prepare herself for marriage. Though her only desire is to go to college, her grandmother is firm on the matter. However, the only way to secure a worthy future for Dea is through marriage to the right man. But faith has a will of its own, and soon Dea will find herself on an unexpected path that leads her to shocking truths that will force her to question everything she thought she knew about her family, the past, and her own future. The next book is by Laura Groff, The Vaster Wilds. In the tall black wall of the palisade, through a slit too seeming thin for human passage, the girl climbed into the great and terrible wilderness. A servant girl escapes from a colonial settlement in the night. She carries nothing with her but her wits, a few possessions, and the spark of God that burns hot within her. What she finds in this terra incognita is beyond the limits of her imagination and will bend her belief in everything that her own civilization has taught her. The Vaster Wilds is at once a thrilling adventure story and a penetrating fable about trying to find a new way of living in a world succumbing to the churn of colonialism. A work of raw and prophetic power, it tells the story of America in a miniature through one girl at a hinge point in history to ask how and if we can adapt to quickly enough to save ourselves. Book number 3 is While You Were Out, and this was written by Meg Kissinger, an intimate family portrait of mental illness in an era of silence. Growing up in the 1960s in the suburbs of Chicago, Meg Kissinger's family seemed to live a charmed life with 8 kids and 2 loving parents. The Kissingers radiated a warm, boisterous energy. Whether they were spending summer days on the shores of Lake Michigan, barreling down the ski slopes, or navigating the trials of their Catholic school, the Kissingers always knew how to live large and play hard, but behind closed doors, a harsher reality was unfolding. A heavily medicated mother hospitalized for anxiety and depression, a manic father prone to violence, and children in the throes of bipolar disorder and depression, 2 of whom would take their own lives. Through it all, the Kissingers faced the world with their signature dark humor and the unspoken family rule, never talk about it. Book number 4, Alice Hoffman, The Invisible Hour. One brilliant June day, when Mia Jacob can no longer see a way to survive, the power of the word saves her. The Scarlet Letter was written almost 200 years earlier, but it seems to tell the story of Mia's mother, Ivy, and their life inside the community, an oppressive cult in western Massachusetts where contact with the outside world is forbidden and books are considered evil. But how could this be? How could Nathaniel Hawthorne have so perfectly captured the pain and loss that Mia carries inside her? Through a journey of heartbreak, love, and time, Mia must abandon the rules she was raised with in the community. As she does, she realizes that reading can transport you to other worlds or bring them to you, and that readers and writers affect one another in mysterious ways. She learns that time is more fluid than she can imagine, and that love is stronger than any chains that bind you. Book number 5 is Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. This is a beautiful book, isn't it? It is beautiful. Yara Murad has worked hard to outrun the demons of her tumultuous childhood in Brooklyn. Now ensconced in suburban North Carolina, Yara has achieved everything she aspired to. She is highly educated and teaches art at a local college. She is also a wife and mother, raising 2 precious daughters with her businessman husband, Thadai. But her marriage is nothing like the high conflict relationship she witnessed between her parents as she was growing up, and she knows her life is worlds better than her mother's, with the kind of freedom her mother had only dreamed of. So why doesn't it feel that way most days? Why does Yara experience flashes of anger out of nowhere or a sadness she can't name? When an incident at the college threatened Yara's job and peace of mind, her mother suggests that a family curse could be to blame. While Yara doesn't believe in old superstitions, she wonders if an evil eye may be at work. Shaken to her core, Yara finds her carefully constructed world beginning to implode. To save herself, Yara must finally confront the childhood she thought she'd left behind and forge her own path forward. The next one. Killers of a Certain Age. Billy, Mary, Alice, Helen, and Natalie have worked for the museum, an elite network of assassins, for 40 years. Now, their talents are considered old school, and no one appreciates what they have to offer in an age that relies more on technology than people skills. When the foursome is sent on an all-expense-paid vacation to mark their retirement, they are targeted by one of their own. Only the board, the top-level members of the museum, can order the termination of field agents, and the women realize they've been marked for death. Now, to get out alive, they have to turn against their own organization, relying on experience and one another to get the job done, knowing that working together is the secret to their survival. They're about to teach the board what it really means to be a woman and a killer of a certain age. Coffee break. Hummy. The next book I chose is Kitchen Confidential, Adventures in the Culinary Underbelly, Anthony Bourdain. I don't know why I chose this. I'm not into culinary. I don't really know anything much about Anthony. It's probably why I chose it, to learn something I don't really know. When the New Yorker published Chef Bourdain's shocking, don't eat before reading this. Bourdain spared no one's appetite in telling all about what happens behind the kitchen door. Bourdain uses the same take no prisoners attitude in his deliciously funny and shockingly delectable book, which is sure to delight. From Bourdain's first oyster in the Gironde, is that how you say that? To his lowly position as a dishwasher in a honky-tonk fish restaurant in Provincetown, where he witnesses for the first time the real delights of being a chef. From the kitchen of the Rainbow Room atop Rockefeller Center to drug dealers in the East Village, from Tokyo to Paris and back to New York again, Bourdain's tales of the kitchen are as passionate as they are unpredictable. Kitchen Confidential will make your mouth water while your belly aches with laughter. You'll beg the chef for more, please. Yes, now I know why. For the laughter and for the culture and for the varied walks of life. Everybody from the elite to the drug dealers. Yeah, for sure. I'm into that kind of book. Tell me all about it, brother. The next book is The Many Lives of Mama Love by Lara Love Hardin. It looks like this. No one expects the police to knock on the door of the $1 million two-story home of the perfect cul-de-sac housewife. But soccer mom Lara Love Hardin has been hiding a shady secret. She is funding her heroin addiction by stealing her neighbor's credit cards. Hello! Lara is convinced of 32 felonies and becomes inmate S32179. She finds that jail is a class system with a power structure that is somewhere between an adolescent sleepover party and Lord of the Flies. Furniture is made from tampon boxes and Snicker bars are currency. But Lara quickly learns the rules and brings love and healing to her fellow inmates as she climbs the social ladder and acquires the nickname Mama Love, showing that jailhouse politics aren't that different from the PTA meetings she used to attend. When she's released, she reinvents herself as a ghostwriter. Now, she's legally co-opting other people's identities and getting to meet Oprah, meditate with the Dalai Lama, and have dinner with Archbishop Desmond Tutu. But the shadow of her past follows her. Shame is a poison worse than heroin. There is no way to detox. Laura must learn how to forgive herself and others, navigate life as a felon on probation, and prove to herself that she is more good than bad, among other essential lessons. Next, let's save that one for last. The next one is Tell Me Everything, the story of a private investigation, Erica Krause. Erica Krause has one of those faces. I don't know why I'm telling you this. People say spilling confessions. In fall 2002, Erica accepts a new contract job investigating lawsuits as a private investigator. The role seems perfect for her, but she quickly realizes she has no idea what she's doing. Then, a lawyer named Grayson assigns her to investigate a sexual assault. A college student who was attacked by a football player and recruits at a party a year earlier. Erica knows she should turn the assignment down. Her own history with sexual violence makes it all too personal. But she takes the job anyway, inspired by Grayson's conviction that he could help change things forever. And maybe she could too. Over the next 5 years, Erica learns everything she can about PI technique, tracking down witnesses, and investigating a culture of sexual assault and harassment ingrained in the university's football program. But as the investigation grows into a national scandal and historic civil rights case, Erica finds herself increasingly consumed. When the case and her life both implode at the same time, Erica must figure out how to help win the case without losing herself. And the last one that I chose in my book of boxes, in my box of books, slow down plus, is David Sedaris' Calypso. I have seen this book everywhere at one point in time. I don't really see it anymore, but I don't know. I have never read anything David Sedaris. I have many of his books, And I started to read something by him. It was at Christmas time, and I was really, really digging the vibe, but I don't know if I got too busy and I let it go. Anyways, I have not abandoned David Sedaris. I fully plan on reading his works. I just got to get a hot minute to do so. And I'm told he's super funny, and he is very entertaining. That was the word I was looking for. If you've ever laughed your way through David Sedaris' cheerfully misanthropic stories, you might think you know what you're getting with Calypso. You'd be wrong. When he buys a beach house on the Carolina coast, Sedaris envisions long, relaxing vacations spent playing board games and lounging in the sun with those he loves most. And life at the C-section, as he names the vacation home, is exactly as idyllic as he imagined. Except for one tiny, vexing realization. It's impossible to take a vacation from yourself. With Calypso, Sedaris sets his formidable powers of observation toward middle age and mortality. Make no mistake, these stories are very, very funny. It's a book that can make you laugh till you snort, the way only family can. Sedaris' writing has never been sharper, and his ability to shock readers into laughter is unparalleled. But much of the comedy here is born out of that vertiginous moment when your own body betrays you and you realize that the story of your life is made up of more past than future. This is the beach reading for people who detest beaches. Required reading for those who loathe small talk. Oh my goodness, he has me pegged. Calypso is simultaneously Sedaris' darkest and warmest book yet, and it just might be his very best. Well, now for sure I have to read this because I don't have a love of beaches, and I don't really like small talk. I saved the best for last. Until my next video, know that I love you. Be well, be good, be reading, and may all your book dreams come true.